Alright everybody, here's what to expect if you want to try to become an independent owner-operator. So I was trying to do a series whenever I first started this channel on becoming an independent owner-operator, and the more I did it, the more I realized this is a completely overwhelming task, and I didn't know why I was doing it. I wasn't enjoying it, and I wasn't getting paid for it. You know, if I'm going to put out a series on how to do it step by step, I better be getting paid. Alright, so now, first step, which I put in the series, make sure you can get insured. I did like a 6-minute long video on it though. Just make sure you can get insured. Call up an insurance agent, they'll check around for you. It's pretty basic. Alright, step number 2, go ahead and get your authority. Get your you would get your LLC first, then get your authority, and also your DOT number. I don't know which one's first. I know LLC's first, and then I believe it's your motor carrier number, which is your authority, and then your DOT number. And you can do all that yourself. Just go to look it up. I believe anything that ends with .gov is where you would do it, and or you can pay somebody. There's a ton of places that will do it for you. Alright, so now we're getting into the next step, the one everybody wants to do right off the bat, which is to get a truck. And you know, you can buy the truck outright if you got the money, or just you know, go and get a loan. That's the way probably 90% of guys do it. So whichever way you're going to do it, it's up to you. But to make that payment, you're going to have to work about 1 extra day every week. That's just the reality of things, guys. A lot of money there. Of course, with the older truck, you're going to have repairs and maintenance, but that cost is going to be nowhere close to the cost of truck payments on a newer truck. And then as far as what to look for on that truck, well, hopefully you're mechanically inclined. If not, bring somebody along that is, and have them look over the truck. Of course, that applies with the trailer too. And I tell everybody to do this. Get that NASTC card, NASTC. Probably get that before you get the truck. You're going to have to do a 1-day orientation that's in Nashville. Just go ahead and do it. If you don't want to spend that day doing it, then, you know, whatever. But the discount is amazing on it. You're going to have you know, a ELD. Keep trucking. That's what I use. So unless you got a 99 and or older truck, you can do paper loan. And you're going to have well, I use the IFTA Plus. Keep track of it. Automatically keeps track of my miles. Plug in your diesel and it just does everything for you at the end of every quarter. Or you can just keep track of things manually. So DocuSign is good to have, because you're going to be doing a lot of signing paperwork, sending them via email, and also cam scanner, because it'll take a picture of those that paperwork you got, turn in a PDF, and it kind of clears them up. So get those 2 apps. So get on truckstop.com and figure out what's in your area. See if there's flatbed freight around there. See if there's van freight. See if there's reefer freight. Don't buy some trailer and then realize there's nothing in your area and you got to drive 300 miles to go pick up stuff. You know, if you're a company guy and you're pulling a van, that don't necessarily mean you have to get into pulling a van when you become independent. You can learn flatbedding. So just get on truckstop.com, go ahead and sign up with them, and or DAT, and just see what's in your area. That way you know what to buy. As far as how it goes for you, I don't know. I'll tell you how it went for me first year. It was rough. I bought truck trailer outright. I don't tell people how much I paid for it, but it's a lot. And right off the bat, I had problems with the truck, and I was down to like $300 at one point. You know, it was bad. Had a cracked head on the truck, busted O-ring on a fuel injector, got stuck in Albuquerque for a week, you know, in a Holiday Inn. And I'll tell you this, because this is shocking to most people, because if, you know, cracked head on a car or something, you're probably talking, you know, $3,000 to have that fixed. Cracked head on a semi is 13 grand. So it's kind of a reality check. All right, also, if you have more questions, because everybody's got questions about this, get on Truckers Report and get on there and ask questions. They got all kinds of forums for it. Don't listen to them old guys on there though that are all mad because they tried to do independent trucking and it didn't work out for them. So now they're bitter and they get on there and tell everybody, hey, just stay where you're at. Trucking's dead. Don't listen to them old geezers. Instead, things do happen in the industry that are uncontrollable. Catastrophes happen with people, family emergencies, sickness, things you can't help. But for the most part, people go out just because they don't know what they're doing. They're bad with money, they don't know how to work on things, and they're having everybody do stuff they could do on their own. You can find your own loads. You can factory your own loads if you want. What else can you do? You can do your own work. You can learn how to work on stuff. I didn't know nothing about working on semis, and I do all my own work. If you do decide to find your own loads, you're going to be using a lot of different brokers, and most of those brokers, they're not going to form really strong relationships with you. That's just the way it is. And I don't treat brokers the way they treat me. That's just a bad way of doing things. And I'm not saying they're all bad. There's some brokers out there that are honest, but you'll get to know the ones that are pretty bad, and there's quite a few of them, and I just don't use them anymore. It's as simple as that. Hell, I'll block their number on my phone. As far as your daily life, your daily schedule, it's going to be weird. It's all mixed up. When you're a company driver, you do this 7 to 5 thing or whatever. You do put in your 50 hours a week, and then the weekend comes and you drink some beers and watch football. Well, if you're an independent owner operator, you might sit 3 days out of the week, and then you don't find nothing till Thursday, and then you're running Thursday all the way till Monday. So you just ran through the whole weekend. Especially if you're finding your own loads. You get up early. That's the best thing. Get on that load board early, and just try to find the good loads on there and have patience with that stuff, because I know when I first started, I was jumping on crappy loads, and then next thing you know, a good one would come along, and I'd be mad at myself. And I understand, not everybody's experience is going to be like mine, but this is my experience, so this is all I know. And if yours is different, then it's different then, and that doesn't mean that my experience is wrong. I do know for first gen owner operators, it's pretty hard. If you're second gen, you got your dad handing down a truck to you, or he showed you all the ropes. Or third gen, grandpa started, things are going to be quite a bit easier. And I'm not sitting here, talking smack about those guys. That's fine. It's nice to have a shiny Peterbilt. But it has to start somewhere. And so first gen guys, it's going to be hard, first generation. But you're going to be resilient because of this if you can make it, and it'll teach you habits that you probably never really had before. It'll force stuff on you that that you never would have done before. You have to be successful. A lot of guys ask me about if I own my own rig, and then I tell them yes, and then they tell me about how they're going to do things, and I'm like, all right. So I'm not going to waste words on them. If they're curious about it, then I'll have a conversation with them. But maybe this would be a good video to send some of those people to who are actually curious about things. And I don't mean to come off as negative. I just, generally speaking, I look negative. That's just the way it is. Like, me excited, this is me excited. That's about as good as it gets, guys. And it rubs people the wrong way, but that's just the way it is. I don't know what else to tell you on that. Alright, so let's get into some questions that most people have about this. Expenses. Alright, you buy a used truck, probably 10 to 20 years old, you'll probably spend between 10 and 30 on that truck. 10,000 to 30,000. You might get lucky and get one for 10,000. that's pretty good, but it's rare. Generally speaking, you're going to spend probably about 20 on a truck that's 10 to 15 years old, and that is excluding Peterbilts and Kenworths. They are extremely expensive. And as far as the trailer, it just depends on what you're getting. I don't know how much vans and reefers are. I know flatbed, I would recommend a 53 footer. You'll probably be spending between 10 and 20 on a used flatbed 53 footer, probably right around 15. You can get a decent one for that. Insurance sucks. You got to do a double payment right off the bat, and you'll probably be spending, it'll be right at about $4,000. First year, you're going to be spending about probably around between 20 to 24 grand easily. No, probably more than that. Let's see, you'll be spending about $2,000 a month. So yeah, $24,000. $20,000 to $24,000. Tires, how much are tires? Depends on what kind you get. I like Speedco retreads for my trailer. A lot of guys don't use retreads, and they say guys like me are, we're dangerous, whatever. They're good tires. Speedco retreads, that's what I get. They're about $350 a pop for the spread axle ones. They're made for flatbeds. And then if you get a new tire that it's not a retread, you'll probably be spending between $350 and you can spend all the way up to $600-700 on a damn tire. I use 14 ply all around on the truck, and then I use 16 ply up front because those two tires are important and they don't have another tire to hold up in case one blows out. So get that 16 ply up front. It's going to be about $550 a piece on those tires. And I'm not going to tell you a number, I can't remember, but I know to start your LLC, it's kind of high. I want to say it's between $1,000 and $2,000, something like that. Repairs and maintenance, big one. It's going to vary. You'll probably spend between $10,000 to $25,000 a year. First year, don't base anything off of that first year. Repairs and maintenance is probably going to be quite a bit more. Everything after that will be a little more normal. So second year on, you can base your expenses on that, but that first year it's kind of like an anomaly. Don't base anything on. Also, every year you got your heavy highway tax. That's $550, and you got to renew your cab card. That's $1,095, I believe. And if you're trying to find information on something and you go online and everybody's saying different stuff, call your corporation commission in your state and ask them. A lot of times they can help you out, or if they don't know, they can point you in the right direction. But if you're getting mixed answers online, call up those guys. They know the right answers, most of the time. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, and your allergies won't hit you till next week.